Hi, pre-calculus guys. I'm really sorry, but I neglected to cover a topic I needed to cover. So when we're talking about domain, we talked about set notation. For instance, in this case, we would say X is an element of real numbers such that -3 is less than or equal to X, which is less than 5, not inclusive. Well, there's another form of notation called interval notation. And what this does is it asks you to go from the left towards the right. So what's my first endpoint here? It begins at -3, comma, and that region then continues all the way down to 5. So that's the other endpoint. Then I want to look at the equivalent of equal to versus not equal to. Since 3 is included, I use a bracket. Since 5 is not included, I use a parentheses. And this is the complete manifestation of domain in interval notation. If we have multiple pieces, again, we'd start left to right and say from -5 to -4, I want to include -5, I want to include -4, and then it's a union because I'm joining this. This is not included. Sorry for the interruption. This is not including 1, and I'm going forward all the way to the end here, which would be infinity. So infinity is the endpoint here. I'm not going to enclose this with a hard bracket because it doesn't include the number infinity. Infinity is not a number, so I leave infinity always as an open bracket as well. Last one. Here I've got this region on the left-hand side. It begins at -infinity. It goes to -2. I want to include -infinity, but it's not a number, so that always is open. I don't want to include -2, so that's open. This is a union. It's an OR scenario going from 1 to positive infinity. Again, open bracket. Hopefully this gives you what you need to be successful at today's homework using interval notation.